This woman appeared out of nowhere. Watch what she does.
Car. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. We have to move because of this. I thought I saw somebody as well. I think there's another person. Someone in red. Yeah. Hard time. And she bent your roof. Yeah, let's just go. Come on, we'll just fuck off. I'll show you the video.
Yeah, that wasn't normal. Climbing on cars, whispering about kids, hissing, and then attacking? That's not someone you meet by accident in the woods. That's the moment you pack up and leave immediately. Up next, this man heard his dogs losing their minds and found her standing outside his gate at midnight.
Listen, you need to leave now. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna let them out. It's midnight. What are you doing here? Leave now. It's midnight. We're not playing any more games. You are agitating my dogs. I told you late at night my guard dogs are out, and they're out. I'm not gonna be babysitting. You broke onto the property at 3 in the morning. They're gonna come out.
I just came to bless you and your dog.
You need to leave now. You need to leave now. I'm letting them out. Don't come any closer. I'm gonna let them out.
You don't have to let them out.
I'm gonna let them out. They're here and they're waiting.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna leave. The police has been looking for 4 days now. There's no one around. This is my place. I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know where you're coming from.
I just came to bless you.
I'm letting my dogs out.
Don't do that.
She disappeared. What the hell?
If someone shows up twice, at midnight, just standing there, yeah, that's not a coincidence. The dogs sensed something was off, and honestly, so would anyone. That kind of behavior screams danger. Whatever her intentions were, this could have ended way worse. He thought he was alone in the forest, until something attacked him from the shadows. Duende or not, something was out there. The way it moves, the way it rushes at him in the dark, that's not an animal you're used to seeing. People in Fincas del Guarico say these encounters are real, but what do you think? Was it a duende, a gnome, or something even worse hiding in those woods? He woke up in his treehouse to the sound of someone crying in the forest.
Mình ta lẽ này mình ta lẽ ho. Hey! Rồi,ผมโดนหลอกเนี่ย มึงใครเนี่ย Hey!
That wasn't just an animal making noise. Someone, or something, was crying out there. And the figure he caught walking beneath his treehouse? Yeah, that takes it to a completely different level. So what do you think? A ghost? A jinn? Or something else wandering the woods at night? Next clip. This one's wild. He woke up at 1 a.m. to glowing eyes staring at him from the trees.
This frickin' thing, it's staring at me. They followed me home from the gifting rock. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I think I don't know what to do. But they followed me home and it is absolutely staring at me right now. Alright. Oh. What the hell? Where'd it go? What is that?
Imagine something watching you, then coming back hours later, crawling on your roof. Glowing eyes in the dark, loud footsteps at 3 a.m., and bones left behind like a warning? That's not a normal animal. That's something that knows you're there. So what do you think this was? A predator? A forest spirit? Or something that followed him through the night? Next clip. This guy went riding in the woods and heard something he definitely shouldn't have.
That's kind of creepy. This way. This is where most people would turn around. If you turn around, you never get to see what's on the other side. That's where all the gold is waiting over there. Could be missing out what's on the other side. Hello? Oh God, there's even more bones than last time. Looks like we've already passed it a while ago, but that tree is gone. I'm probably gonna turn around soon. Oh, there's two ways. Holy crap, dude, this trail goes on forever. It just got really quiet really fast.
Those voices in the forest, that's already bad enough. But coming back days later and finding bones, the silence, and then that pale creature watching him. Yeah, once something like that locks eyes with you, you don't go back. Owen made the right call leaving those woods behind. Up next, these two walked into a part of the jungle they were never meant to see.
Mari. Kita nak balik. Tidak lah. Baik tu. Kita nak pergi. Tema apa? Apa kamar? Tengok. Hello. Ma, mana mana? Mari dekat kebun aku jap. Oh. Dah aku ni ada atas pokok ni ada beruang. Oh, tapi kena jaga-jaga sikit. Aku dekat pokok durian. Oh. Bawa pagang. Gimana pula? Ah.
That roar alone tells you everything. That wasn't a normal creature. The size, the shape, the way it crashed through the jungle after them. Bro, that's the kind of encounter you don't just forget. Hiding in a tree while it circled the area, they're lucky it didn't spot them again. Whatever lives in the Catalan forest, it's not something humans should meet. Alright, watch what happened when this guy tried using a Ouija board in one of the most feared forests in his area.
Walked as it walked. It literally sounded as
Stacy.
What the Nope, no. That's... I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know if I want to know what the hell that was. Okay. Somebody tell me what that was. Just keep that a little closer. Is there somebody outside? Yeah? Please leave. Sounded like I said don't. Well, I'm gonna look outside. Ooh, what the f*** that was that sound again? What the fuck? I gotta get the hell out of here. Can't even run because it's nasty. Oh, shit. Okay. I just heard something. Something made a sound in my ear. What the fuck was that? Nope. Let's just go.
Yeah, footsteps outside the tent, growling in the dark, and that feeling of being watched, you don't mess with that. Especially not in a forest people already warn you about. Bringing a Ouija board out there was just asking for trouble. Angelo did the right thing leaving, because whatever was outside that tent wasn't curious, it was getting closer. In October 2024, Jen and her dog Maggie went into the forest south of Amsterdam for a simple ghost-themed photo shoot. It was supposed to be just for fun, but once they reached deep into the woods, everything changed.
You're gonna make the best dirty ghost? You're gonna make the best dirty ghost? Oh my god. Holy shit. Is he okay? Are you okay? Alles gut?
Out of nowhere, a horrible scream echoed through the trees. So loud, so painful that Jen froze. She couldn't tell which direction it was coming from. For a moment, she thought someone might be injured or fighting for their life. The screaming only grew louder. Even Maggie stopped and stared, unsure but curious. Jen tried calling out, first in English, then accidentally in German, hoping someone would answer, but there was nothing. Only the same terrifying wail repeating over and over. They stood there, confused and scared, realizing whatever was screaming wasn't reacting like a human at all. To this day, Jen still doesn't know what she heard. A car was driving down a dark, empty road late at night. Just another quiet stretch of highway. Until the dashcam caught something ahead. A woman, standing completely still, dressed in white, and facing away from the road.
Oh God! No! Oh my God! No! Oh!
At first, the driver thinks she's lost or injured, but then, without warning, she slowly turns toward the car. And that's when they see it. She lifts a knife and begins stabbing herself right there in the middle of the road. No scream, no reaction, just an emotionless, horrifying stare as she hurts herself over and over. The driver panics instantly, throws the car into reverse, and gets away from her as fast as possible. Whether it was a trap, a person in crisis, or something far more unsettling, one thing is clear. On a dark road at night, you never know what's waiting when the headlights hit. A guy was walking alone through the forest when he noticed a small cave hidden between the trees. Curious, he walked closer, and that's when he heard it. A voice coming from inside. A weak, echoing whisper. Help.
Bro, is that my fork? What? Hello? Why is that? Hello? What the hell? Bro, I don't care about my bike. Hello? Is anybody there?
He freezes. He can't tell if it's a person, an animal, or something else entirely. The voice doesn't repeat, just silence. Cold, heavy silence coming from a pitch-black cave. Confused and unsettled, he slowly backs away, putting distance between himself and whatever is inside. But then he decides to test it. He throws a small rock toward the entrance. The moment it lands, a sudden noise erupts from inside the cave. A sharp, unnatural sound.
I don't know, dude. Am I just hearing things? Hello? What the Yep, nope, I'm good.
That's when he realizes whatever is in there isn't calling for help anymore. It's reacting. He doesn't wait another second. He turns around and runs, sprinting through the forest without looking back. Sometimes the scariest things aren't the ones you see, but the ones hiding in the dark. In 2022, late one night, two friends were riding through Jakarta, Indonesia. They were chatting and enjoying the cool night air when suddenly, the atmosphere changed. The road became silent, heavy, unnaturally still. As they continued, they noticed something lying in the middle of the street, completely white, slowly rolling on the ground, almost like it was alive.
Astagfirullahaladzim, astagfirullahaladzim. Lip. Wah, kacau, Lip. Wah, kacau, Lip. Hah? Pocong, Lip, anjing. Astaga. Permisi. Lo diam. Diam. Enggak, santai. Ada yang nangis, cok. Babi. Woi. Siapa? Santai lu. Nangisnya di sono, Lip, di batu situ, Lip. Nangisnya, Lip. Anjing. Enggak, santai, Lip, santai. Enggak. Sini, Lip. Baca ituan, Lip. Diam. Enggak ada ituan, Lip. Ambil apaan kan, Lip? Astaga. Permisi. Niki Sinten. Wah, kacau, Lip, anjing. Weh. Sini, HP-nya mana?
Bang.
Anjim. Enggak, tenang aja, Lim. Enggak, santai. Lo diam. Lo diem enggak? Jangan bikin gua kaget, setan lu, anjing. Goblok. Astagfirullahaladzim. Lim. Udah, sini.
They stopped their bike, confused. The shape didn't look human, but it didn't look like an animal either. It moved in a way that felt wrong, unnatural. One friend whispered, "This looks like a pochong." The other had never even heard of a pochong until that moment. And then it happened. The figure suddenly let out a loud, disturbing sound that echoed through the empty street. That was enough. The two friends immediately jumped back on their bike and sped away as fast as they could. So what do you think? Could it have been a real pochong, a jinn, or something entirely different wandering the streets of Jakarta that night? A man was climbing alone in the mountains when the last thing he expected happened. A bear suddenly charged at him on the cliffside. No warning, no growl, just pure instinct and survival. Pinned against the rock, he starts screaming, kicking, doing anything he can to keep the bear from getting closer. The animal swipes at him, lunges again, and you can hear the fear in his voice as he tries to fight it off with nothing but his hands and his boots. For a moment, it looks like the bear is coming back for another attack. But finally, after a tense standoff, it backs off and disappears into the trees. Shaken but alive, the climber does the only thing he can do. He keeps climbing, breath heavy, hands shaking, still processing what just happened. A terrifying reminder, in the wild, one wrong move can change everything. Two friends were biking down an almost pitch-black path. No street lights, no houses, no sounds, just endless darkness. And then, from the side of the road, a woman suddenly appears. She's standing completely still, facing the darkness. No movement, no reaction, just this eerie frozen presence in the middle of nowhere. The friends slow down, confused. There was nowhere she could have come from. They turn the camera to record her again, but the second they point the phone back, she's gone. No footsteps, no rustling, nothing. Just an empty, silent road. So what do you think happened that night? Did they encounter a real person wandering in total darkness? Or did they cross paths with something paranormal? In February 2018, a writer named Greg Harris shared GoPro footage from what was supposed to be a normal ATV trip. For the first moments, everything looked routine. Just a guy cruising down a forest trail. But then, in a split second, something terrifying brought his ride to an abrupt stop. If you look closely, you'll notice what happened. A metal wire had been stretched tightly between two trees, right at head level. It hooked onto Greg's helmet and yanked him backward, nearly knocking him off the ATV. Had the wire been only a few inches lower, or had Greg been moving a little faster, this could have been a fatal trap. Fortunately, the impact hit his helmet instead of his neck, causing the wire to snap before it could do real damage. As shocking as it sounds, these kinds of booby traps aren't unheard of in ATV and dirt bike communities. Some people set them up because they're angry about riders passing near their property. Others do it simply out of malice, with no concern for who might get hurt or killed. In this case, there's no way to know who did it or why, but moments like this are a harsh reminder of how dangerous hidden obstacles in the woods can be. Greg used the video as a warning to other riders. Stay alert, especially on unfamiliar trails or paths surrounded by trees. Sometimes danger is invisible until you're already in it. Late at night, a YouTuber went into an old forest to film a live video. The place had been abandoned for years. Almost no one ever went there. As he walked with his flashlight, he showed just how quiet and eerie the forest was.
Jadi gini guys, gue jelasin sedikit ya soal pocong ya. Pocong itu sebuah jin, seekor Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nyalain mobil yang, bayang. Nyalain mobil yang. Nyalain mobil yang.
Then, the camera caught something. A strange white figure standing between the trees. It didn't move. It didn't look human. Viewers in the live chat immediately started saying it looked like a pocong, a ghost from Indonesian and Malaysian legends. Trying to stay calm, the YouTuber slowly stepped back. But then, the figure moved. He panicked, ran off, and moments later the live stream ended. What do you think really happened that night? Could it have been a pocong, a jinn, or something far stranger hiding in the forest? A motorcyclist was riding deep through the forest when suddenly, out of nowhere, a strange barefoot man stepped onto the trail. The rider stopped immediately. The guy looked exhausted, dirty, and completely out of place in the middle of the woods.
What? Nope. Nope.
If you do, can you like, I don't know, possibly turn around and try to find me? I'm gonna be taking this trip.
Okay.
I appreciate it, I really do. Like, I've been looking for 2 days.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're almost out to the road if you follow this trail.
Really?
Yep.
He walked right up to the motorcyclist and said he'd been wandering for miles, looking for his truck. The one he claimed was somewhere out here, with all his clothes inside. He wasn't aggressive, but something about him felt off. No phone, no backpack, no shoes, just a lost man in the middle of nowhere. The motorcyclist quickly pointed him in the direction of the nearest road, and then took off without looking back. To this day, no one really knows who that man was, or why he was wandering barefoot so deep in the forest. But if you were that rider, would you have stopped? Two tourists from Russia were walking through a quiet forest, just enjoying their day, when something suddenly made them stop.
Мне ничего не сделать, я ее ёбну просто сейчас не похуй. У нас есть доказательства. Да видно? Она ушла. Настя, я боюсь. Настя, я боюсь. Да видно? Посмотри, там видно? Слышишь ты? Я сейчас тебя так хуею. Шваль ты ебучий, блядь.
Between the trees, a figure was standing perfectly still. A woman, dressed in dark clothing, wearing a simple white mask. The mask wasn't fancy or ritualistic, but the way she moved made it unsettling. She slowly tilted her head, first looking straight at them, then lowering her gaze, then lifting it again, almost as if she was observing them. The tourist got nervous and started shouting at her, hoping she would go away. But instead of responding, the woman quietly stepped to the side, slipped behind another tree, and then completely vanished into the forest. No sound, no footsteps, just gone. Who was she? A local trying to scare people? Someone hiding in the woods? Or something they weren't meant to meet that day? What do you think? Late at night, deep inside a silent forest, something began screaming. At first it sounded distant, almost like an animal, but within seconds the screams grew louder, sharper, and way too human. Whoever or whatever was making that sound wasn't trying to hide.
Oh my god. Nope. Nope.
Some say it could have been a person in danger. Others claim no human can scream like that. And many believe it might have been something far more unsettling. A creature mimicking a human voice, or a spirit calling out from the dark. Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. When the forest screams back at you, it's time to leave. Late one evening in a small village in Kazakhstan, residents captured something that quickly spread all over the internet. They were driving down a quiet rural road, nothing unusual, until suddenly something rolled directly toward their car. It was a baby stroller, completely empty, moving on its own, as if pushed by an invisible force. At first, the people in the car laughed, thinking it was just someone's prank, but when they drove forward to look around, there was no one. No kids, no adults, no movement anywhere along the road. The stroller had appeared out of nowhere, and whoever left it behind was gone. Comment sections exploded with theories. Some say it must have been a simple joke. Others insist there's no way it could move like that without help, and that something supernatural might be involved. Whatever the truth is, seeing an empty stroller rolling towards you in the middle of the night would be absolutely terrifying. What do you think really happened? This unsettling clip was recorded somewhere in Malaysia back in 2017. Two friends were driving through a quiet neighborhood late at night. Nothing unusual, just empty streets and silence. But as they turned a corner, they suddenly froze.
Okay, that's a bit scary.
Yeah,
That's a bit scary.
that is very scary.
That's
Alright, my traction control just came on.
yeah, that's no good.
Right in the center of the road sat a figure dressed completely in white, cross-legged, motionless, as if it had been waiting for someone to arrive. The driver panicked and immediately reversed, refusing to get even a meter closer. The figure never moved, never reacted, just stayed there, staring in their direction, like a statue. No one knows who it was. A person? A spirit? Or something that shouldn't be on the road at all. A man was driving home late at night, down an empty, pitch-black road, when his headlights caught something on the side of the street.
Reverse. There was somebody walking in that distance. It looks really, really sketchy. It's like right under that sign over there. Let me try to zoom it in for you guys. See if you guys can see anything. No, I'm gonna have to put the lights over there for the car. I'm trying to get you guys a picture of this. But this thing is scary as... I have never seen no one look like this or be like this. See if you guys can see it with the light down there. Oh no, still too far. I'm getting on the road here by it and I don't see nothing still. I'm gonna zoom it out. Where did they go? I don't know where they went. What the f? He's standing like under the sign over there. I don't know if you guys can see that. He's legit like standing under that sign right there. Just like right there on the side of the road.
At first, it looked like just another person standing there, but as he got closer, the figure slowly turned its head toward him. A black shirt, dark jeans, and a mask that didn't look like anything a normal person would wear. Its posture was wrong, its movements even worse, stiff, unnatural, like it wasn't sure how a human body is supposed to behave. The driver crept forward, filming, hoping the figure would just walk away, but instead...
Do you see that right there? Do you see that? Who the... But they got like some weird mask or something on. What the is that? What the... Oh, what the... Oh, what the...
The masked man lunged at the car, grabbing the door handle and trying to rip it open with both hands. No words, no expression, just violent, desperate force. The driver hit the gas and escaped, never finding out who that person was or what they wanted in the middle of a dark, empty road. One thing is certain, if that door had opened, this story would have ended very differently. Deep in the forest, a trail camera captured something no one can explain. For a split second, a dark shadow drops from above, fast, silent, almost like it wasn't touching the ground at all. No animals nearby, no wind, no branches moving, just that shadow, and then nothing. The forest goes completely quiet, almost too quiet. So what was it? A bird the camera failed to capture clearly? Some kind of creature moving faster than the lens could register? Or something far stranger lurking in the treetops? Let me know your theory in the comments. He chose to camp alone, and that's where the real risk begins. No partner, no escape plan, just a single guy in the middle of nowhere with a camera.
I'm heading up on the mountain. Do some work at camp and do my first overnighter of the year solo.
After a long walk, he finally reaches his spot, breathing heavy, yet sets up his gear like someone who's done this before. But confidence doesn't help much once the sun disappears. That's when the atmosphere changes.
I'm gonna take a break.
He starts talking about his evening, and then something interrupts the calm. In the total darkness, he hears a noise, a shape, a movement, maybe even a pair of eyes. And instead of staying inside, he steps out to investigate, alone.
I was woke up by something I've never heard in my life.
Branches snap. Something moves out there. He keeps telling himself it's an animal, nothing more. By morning, he's still in one piece, but the night clearly got under his skin.
Whatever it is, it sounded like there was 2 or 3 of them, and it started on the other other side of my camp. Went around my perimeter.
Out here, with no one else around, even a small sound can feel like a threat. That's the price of camping solo. Sometimes the silence watches you back. A YouTuber named Hype Mike and his friend were camping alone in a quiet village late at night when something truly terrifying happened. As they sat beside their tent, their camera and mic suddenly picked up a distant scream. A sharp, echoing cry that sounded exactly like someone calling for help from deep within the darkness.
All the time, as well as...
Turn off the light, turn off the light.
Moments later, heavy footsteps began rushing toward their tent. Not wondering, not cautious, but charging, as if something was running straight at them. Then, right beside their campsite, they heard scraping sounds, digging, shifting soil, as if something was circling them, just out of sight, staying hidden in the darkness.
Okay, that was weird. What are the odds something just walks next to us?
Well, thank God.
After the video went viral, viewers were split. Some insisted it had to be a wolf. Others were convinced it was something far worse. A skinwalker stalking them from the tree line. A few even suggested a Wendigo because of the scream. So what do you think really happened that night? Was it a skinwalker, a Wendigo, a wolf, or something entirely different lurking just beyond the light of their campfire? You can see in the footage the driver comes across an object placed directly in the middle of the road. A classic trap, disguised to look like just another piece of random debris. Incidents like this are happening more and more often. Criminals block the road, forcing drivers to stop, and in that moment, everything can change. When you're on a dark, empty highway, when there's no one around for miles, and when your family is sitting right beside you, staying alert isn't paranoia, it's basic survival instinct. This clip is yet another reminder. Always stay aware, even when the road looks quiet, even when it feels like nothing could go wrong. Because sometimes, danger is already waiting. In 2022, this TikTok user documented a late-night drive they won't forget anytime soon. While traveling down a dark, empty road in the middle of the night, they spotted what appeared to be a young woman standing on the side of the road. It's important to note, this was a remote area in Belmont, Michigan. No lights, no houses, nothing around for miles. Thinking this could be some sort of trap, an attempt to get them out of the car, they decided not to stop and kept driving. Here's that moment.
What the
Stop. No,
Stop.
I'm not. I'm not. No. Hell no.
What the
Bro. They were soaked.
Okay.
There she is.
There she is.
Bro, what the See? That was it. That was it. She's crying.
In the clip, you can see what looks like a woman lying on the ground, swinging an object above her head. What makes it even more disturbing, the road has absolutely no street lights. just complete suffocating darkness. Feeling worried for whoever this was, they did eventually call the police. After giving a detailed description of the location, officers quickly dispatched 5 deputies to the scene. When they arrived, they found the girl on her hands and knees, dripping wet, as if she had just come out of the water. The next day, the TikTok user returned to the location, trying to piece together what might have happened.
Yep, she had to have come up out of the water. Yep, there's a dig spot there. So she came up from down there. That's had to have been why she was so wet.
But things get even stranger when they find out that this girl was actually a missing person. And according to police, she told them she had no recollection of how she ended up in the river or why she was on the side of the road that night.
So what it actually was a missing woman from Kalamazoo that ended up in Belmont. She doesn't know how she ended up there. She doesn't remember anything, and she apparently fell into the river. That's as much information as we got.
This might not answer every question, but one thing is clear. They did the right thing by calling the police and getting her the help she clearly needed. As always, let me know what you think. In April of 2020, a kid named Noah decided to go truck camping in the forests of Sun River, Oregon. He was driving down a narrow dirt road when he thought he found a good spot and took his truck deep into the woods. That first night, he was suddenly woken up by strange sounds outside. As he kept listening, he realized they were footsteps, and based on the rhythm and weight, he assumed it was a person. He grabbed his nearby GoPro and started filming.
I'm currently sleeping in the back of my truck right now. I don't even know what time it is. And there's someone walking around my truck right now. If you can hear that, it's pretty loud. He's been walking around for like 20 minutes already. I don't really know what to do. I'm a little freaked out right now. And it's like pitch black outside. And like, this doesn't make any sense because I parked somewhere where you couldn't see. No one was on that road. Wait, he's touching my truck. How am I supposed to get him away? He's literally knocking. He's literally knocking on my truck. The canopy, the back door's locked right there. I'm scared from wherever. I don't think he knows that there's anyone in here. I'm so scared right now. He's literally peeking through the door right now.
Whoever was out there knocked on the truck, tried the door handles, and circled around, all while Noah sat inside, completely helpless, forced to just listen in silence. Thankfully, he had locked his doors so no one could get in. After several minutes, the footsteps finally faded away into the darkness. When the sun came up, Noah drove back to the main road and headed home. Later that morning, he noticed handprints all over the back of his truck, especially on the rear window, as if someone had been trying to look inside, and even more prints on the door handles from someone repeatedly trying to get in.
Handprints there, a lot of scratches, stuff like that. Dragging his finger on my side of my truck. Well, looks like to be trying to get inside my truck. That's really all I could tell from when he was walking around. More handprints trying to get in my truck. At least the back canopy was locked, but yeah, that was the result. So
for someone to even be out there in the middle of the night in a pitch black forest is extremely unsettling. It couldn't have been a police officer. No one identified themselves. Whoever it was didn't have a flashlight, didn't speak, didn't do anything except linger in the dark. No one never posted an update, suggesting he never found out who or what was outside his truck that night. In 2015, this video was uploaded to YouTube, and it quickly became known as the Russian Bigfoot video. But outside of that nickname, not much is actually known about it. What we can gather is this. A father and son were out in the Russian wilderness, and it appears they were following some kind of creature, trying to capture it on camera. And judging by the way it moves, this couldn't have been a bear. What most people agree on is that this is some of the clearest, most intriguing footage of a possible Bigfoot ever caught on camera. I've isolated the audio, translated it as best as I could, but as always, let me know what you think.
Он, короче, опять на нас натер, наверное. Затни, это что, на YouTube выложим? Вон, смотри, что. Блин, это что, да? Я боюсь. Вон, смотри. А у меня не шевелит, по-моему. Я ничего не... О, вон, перебегается. Чучело. Смотри, ветки шатаются. Смотри. О, побежал. Я заснял его. Чтоб не испугать его, пошли. Я заснял. Смотри. Ё-моё. Будет килограмм 200 весит. Угу. Видел, как он своими лапами машет? Смотри, вон. 2 метра рост. Ё. Я боюсь. Надо отдать эту съемку в НТВ. Чрезвычайное положение. Пошли за ним.
Now, it wouldn't be proper Bigfoot footage without being at least a little blurry. But even with the poor quality, you can still make out some incredible details. Specifically, how fast this thing moves, how unusually long its arms are, and how, when it runs, it appears to use its arms almost like a second set of limbs. It's worth noting, there are many analysis videos out there far more detailed than mine. But after slowing down and stabilizing this final clip, you can only imagine just how massive this creature would be, up close. This next video took place in Beijing in 2016, when a husband, his wife, and her mother were visiting a drive-through zoo. It's the kind of place where animals roam freely, and the number one rule, the rule everyone knows, is simple: do not get out of your car. Unfortunately, the couple began arguing over who should drive, and in a moment of frustration, the wife stepped out of the vehicle to switch seats. What she didn't realize was that they were surrounded by tigers, and within seconds, one of them rushed in, dragged her off the road, and began attacking her. What you don't see off camera is that both the husband and the mother jumped out of the car to help, and without a moment of hesitation, the mother ran straight toward the tiger, striking it, trying to save her daughter. That's when the tiger turned its attention on her instead. Tragically, she didn't survive. And by some miracle, the wife did. As for the tiger, it had to be put down shortly after. The family later took the zoo to court, claiming the rules weren't clearly explained. However, there were signs everywhere warning visitors never to exit their vehicles. Eventually, they settled the case for around $200,000 US, and the zoo enforced even stricter safety rules moving forward. Dashcam footage captures a terrifying moment: a bear attacking a vehicle in the wild. What started as a normal drive quickly turned into a heart-pounding encounter. A massive bear suddenly approached and began aggressively striking the car. The sound of claws scraping metal, the sheer force of each hit. This is wildlife unpredictability at its most intense. Whether it was curiosity, hunger, or pure territorial behavior, this bear wasn't backing down. A powerful reminder: nature demands respect. This video was recorded by 36-year-old cyclist Malcolm Fox, who accidentally captured a terrifying encounter on his GoPro after taking a wrong turn while riding through a wooded area in Somerset West, South Africa. In May of 2016, his camera recorded a man suddenly rushing toward him, a stranger who demanded that he hand over everything he had.
That's all I got on me. I promise.
Having never been robbed before, Malcolm later told the Cape Times, "I know it's a cliche, but in that moment, I wondered if I was about to become another statistic, if my 2 boys would grow up without a father." And this wasn't just one attacker, it was a group of robbers. One man grabbed Malcolm's bike, while another began frisking him, a knife in hand, inches away from him. But fortunately for Fox, the assailants had no idea they were being filmed. Fox said, "The footage is so clear, I hate to think he could have gotten away with it." As it turned out, the robbers did not get away. Thanks to the GoPro footage, police were able to identify and arrest the suspects, and every single one of Malcolm's belongings was recovered. All because of one small camera.